in our uncovering and our discovery as truth through everything, and not as some specific aspect of realization, but as the complete runaway realization through everything. In that we have many phases wherein we are to discover the sameness of everything. Both that which we can discover in our expansion beyond our humanness, just as that which we can find in our passing into the great silence, our meeting with non-existence, but also in our deeper meeting with and deeper merging between the truth of the empty nature of everything, love, and our humanness. There are different aspects of identification hiding on all of these different dimensions of being. So even if we can meet truth as the vast empty nature, or even if we can allow our death into the fire of life, of love itself, there is a tearing down of identification on each dimension, each level of being. Truth itself, as life itself, as human, as earth, as matter, as mother, as father, as nothing, holds its very own intelligence, its very own flexibility. And for us to attain that flexibility of being, it requires for us to get to know that it's all the truth, that it's all the same, and not the same in terms of not mattering, but where our total dissolve into nothing, and the complete carelessness, loss of purpose, meaninglessness, which comes with that, completely balances itself with the full meaning of being here, the full enjoyment of being here, the full love, the full love of everything. So within the reality of all of this, we have a great many discoveries to make within our beings, so as to wear down our judgments and our grasping at all of these different elements which we can perceive through the human body. It's a great journey and it's a great discovery. And basically, it's a lot of fun. I would even say at its hardest, which I would call that descent, the transmutation of the human pain and the human wounding. At its very peak, where tears are rolling down the cheek, there's not a sideline thinking, oh, this is so much fun. But if there is a baseline of being willing to root itself in the enjoyment of everything, then the objection against meeting every aspect of being goes. And all of a sudden, we do acknowledge that reality, that everything is the same. And when we're willing to acknowledge that everything is the same, we also start meeting every aspect of being from inviting it into that sameness. That means that every experience we have of whether it can be of rejection of this or that or the other thing, all become an invitation to a deeper investigation. Not investigating to get to know, but being investigation as a willingness to see, whereby the seeing and the being can become one and the same. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you taste it? It's a very different way of looking at life. It's a way of looking at life where you acknowledge that the bottom line of your entire existence is the invitation to the birth of truth. Where all of these different aspects which come up as mind, as a thinking, I'm here to have a good time, or I'm here to this, or I'm here to that, all of that which becomes these subtle expectations, willingness to manipulate, all of this. And it's not that we're not going to have a good time, but it's just that thing inside of us which wants to have a good time, which is willing to dismiss, suppress, avoid all of these things which are combined with not being willing to meet the sameness of everything, to acknowledge the sameness of everything. So basically this calls for a stepping fully into that dedication to truth, where you start acknowledging that every challenge you have is a deeper invitation to truth. Your willingness to meet your entire human existence by falling in love with your human experience, in a willingness to be grateful for what you've been given. It's pretty bratty, isn't it? It's pretty bratty, this. I got this, I don't want this, I want this. Like that complete moving ourselves from the reality of what is here right now. Removing ourselves from the teaching which we've been given as the invitation to life itself in this very moment. And don't use what I'm saying here as an excuse to then, okay, but then I have to stay with that which isn't good for me, because that's also another twist of lack of gratitude. When life invites you, it does so by the inner voice of you, and that you can respect and enjoy its unfolding, or you can opinionate about it. You can just as much opinionate on the inside as you do on the outside. But there is a greater invitation. There is a much greater invitation which you will be able to enjoy the moment you get used to acknowledging the reality of why you are here. That you're not here to be someone living a life, but you are here to let life live you. Makes the whole difference.